Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies. Training camp is right around the corner, and before we do that, we have to hop into the top players on the Saints team. Now, I'm going to do a top 20 list this season, top 20 players, most important players. It's a lot of different key factors that went into this list. So you might have a guy that's ranked ahead of somebody, and he's probably not better than him, but I think he's just more important in his role. He does his role better than the other guy does his role, if that makes any sense. But we're going to hop right into it, man. This video right here will be 20 through 16. And starting off at number 20, a guy that I thought probably wouldn't even be on this roster this year. Let's be honest. If we just go, disregard last year never happened, and go to the year before that, this guy I'm going to mention, y'all probably already know who it is at this point. Cesar Ruiz. I never thought in my life, after his first couple seasons in the NFL, that Cesar Ruiz would be in the top 20 players list on the Saints. But man, last year, he showed up and he showed out. The difference that 1 year made in Cesar Ruiz is like a whole different player. A whole different player. He was solid. I'm not saying he was an all-pro guy out there, at guard, but he was a really, really solid guard for the Saints, and he's going to have to keep that going. I know he was injured last game of the year for the season. Well, not for the season, but like for the entire offseason for the most part. He's going to have to get healthy. He's going to have to recreate what he did last year. Even if he does not get any better, which you want him to get better because he's still a young player, you still want him to grow and develop. If he stays exactly the same like he was this past season, I'll take it. We just can't have any regression to what he was the previous couple seasons. I know he didn't really have a full NFL offseason. They tried to move him to center at one point. It was just a lot of moving parts for him, but Cesar Ruiz had an excellent season. He just got to continue that. Got to continue to grow, continue to develop. He had a really, really good season. He's going to be a big part of this offensive line. This offensive line is already hurt. A lot of these guys are hurt already. We're going to need him to stay healthy and just be a good guard for us, man, especially with a new quarterback in there. I'm expecting Cesar Ruiz to have another good year, and hopefully he can continue on that path. I think he's going to have a solid season. So Cesar Ruiz does come in at number 20. And, I mean, right on that. Just following the back, another guy that I think actually regressed a little bit at number 19. I think he regressed a little bit from his rookie season to a sophomore slump, and that would be Paulson Adebo. Now, Paulson Adebo had a really, really good rookie year coming out of Stanford. He missed the entire year of football. Set out, I think, that COVID year. Came out, had a really good rookie season, and then his sophomore season came in with an ankle injury. Didn't look like he was 100%. I kept saying, I'm going to give him a couple weeks. He's just coming back from injury. I don't want to just pile on him. Don't want to say he's playing bad. Don't want to say this or that. But it never looked like the same guy. I don't know if that injury was lingering all year. He just lost his confidence. Maybe the competition scared him. I don't know what it was. But we can't have it again. He's going to have to go back, get in the lab, get better, and kind of resort back to that rookie year. Now, obviously, you want him to be better than he was his rookie year. It's going to be a third year in the league. So I think he'll be fine. But Paulson Adebo, man, I'm expecting a big year from him. He comes in number 19 on the list, man. We really, really need him with Marshawn Lattimore, with Alontae Taylor on the roster, man. And him being that third cornerback, a really, really good guy, will really help him. There's not a lot of teams in the NFL that can say they have three really good cornerbacks. And if Paulson Adebo can step up to the plate, play really, really solid, I think that's going to help the Saints out a lot. Well, I know it's going to help the Saints out a lot in the long run and for this upcoming season. Next up on the list is a new guy on the list. I'm not going to say too much about him because he hasn't played it down for the Saints yet. Coming out the old AFC West, man. Not Derek Carr, obviously. But Kalen Saunders, man, a defensive tackle from Kansas City. He's going to be very, very important for this team. Defensive tackle play last year, trash. Let's just be honest. I can't even sugarcoat it. Absolutely trash. From Onyemata to Shad Tuttle to Kentavia Street. I'm not going to say they were trash. The play was trash, though. We can't have that again. The defensive tackle play has to be better. Obviously, we got Nathan Shepard, who can kind of play inside and outside. Drafted Brian Bresee, can be an inside-outside guy as well. But Kalen Saunders is going to make this list at number 18, and we're going to need him to have a big season for the Saints. A big season. When the Saints' defense is at its best, defensive line, the defensive front, especially the defensive tackles, are stopping the run. We did not stop the run last year. We're going to have to be better. He's going to bring that. He's going to bring a little bit of pass rush as well. We're going to need him to be good for the Saints. Coming behind Chris Jones, never really got a full-time role as a starter. Now he's going to be in that position. He's going to be a full-time starter. I hope. I mean, that's what it seems like. You never know how this shakes out after training camp, after preseason. But I'm pretty sure we signed on him, counting on him to be a full-time starter. So he's going to come in, and he's going to have to be big. He's going to have to be big for the Saints. I was gonna take him off the list just because he hasn't played, a down yet, but I've seen enough film on him where I think he's fitting in comfortably right there. Next up on the list, another guy that was hurt last year, coming in number 17. This guy, Marcus Maye. Now Marcus Maye obviously was the safety signing, replacing Marcus Williams. We signed him along with Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu. To come play safety for the Saints. When he was out there, he played well sometimes. He played well at times, but was injured. After coming off an Achilles injury, the next year back, was injured again. He just has to get healthy. It's really, really hard to rank him just because he didn't play enough, in my opinion. We didn't really get to see a full arsenal of what he can do, how the Saints wanted to use him. So when he gets healthy, he gets on that field, we can judge him more properly. But coming in number 17, that will be Marcus Maye. Just a little quick recap before we get to 16, before we get to the last guy on this list. We got Cesar Ruiz, who came in at number 20. Paulson Adebo came in at 19. Kalen Saunders coming in at 18. And then we just had, not Andres Pete. I kind of gave the last one away. But Marcus Maye at 17. And number 16, a guy, love-hate relationship with him right here, man. Love-hate relationship with Andres Pete. But he comes in at number 16. He's not an awful player. I know a lot of Saints fans hate him. I wouldn't say hate, that's a strong word. But we just like him at times. But Andres Pete is really, really good when he's out there 95% of the time. Maybe 97% of the time. Maybe 98% of the time. It's just the 2% that he messes up. It's just awful. It's just god awful. When he's out there, he's really good in the run game. Can run block, pass block. It's okay. It's not awful. But when he misses, it's really, really bad. Now, his first couple seasons in the NFL, man, the Saints didn't know to play left tackle, left guard, right guard. He just didn't know what position he played coming out of Stanford. He finally got in the position. He's finally got in the groove of things. And he's a solid player. This is probably going to be his last season, on the Saints roster. I think they're going to look to move away from him next season. But I do think he's a very, very solid player. And along with, almost every guy on this list, except Kalen Saunders, because he didn't play for us. All these guys were hurt at one point in the season. Now it's the NFL. Everybody's going to get hurt. But if these guys can stay healthy, maybe that'll, give them that next bump where they can, crack the top 15 players for the Saints or something like that. Maybe for next year, if any of these guys are still around. I expect, a couple of them to be around. But that rounds out the first 5 of the top 20 list, man. 15 to go. It's definitely going to be some surprises. It might be somebody left off the list that y'all might not like it. Hey, just let me know in the comments. But coming in at number 20, once again, Cesar Ruiz. 19, Paulson Adebo. 18, Kalen Saunders. 17, we got Marcus Maye. And 16, Andres Pete. Now, just out of those 5 guys, I can say I'll give you a best case and worst case scenario. I think best case scenario for one of these guys end up being a top 10 player. And it wouldn't shock me one beat. I would go with Paulson Adebo. After his rookie season. Now you got some competition in Alontae Taylor. I think he has the most upside in this group. I got him coming in number 19. If he finishes a top 10 player on the Saints team, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. And worst case scenario, Cesar Ruiz. He came in at 20. And if he plays like he played last year, he can stay top 20 player. But he also can regress. He also can turn back into that old guy. And if he does that, he won't be in the top 50 Saints players. Let's just put it that way. That's how bad he was those first couple seasons in the NFL. So I think those 2 guys are the most volatile, can move up or down, are the most in my opinion. Let me know what y'all think about those first 5, or I guess the bottom 5, or 20 through 16 in the comments below, man. As always, thank y'all for tuning in once again. It's the Blue Tragedies, and I'm out.